reason your dating apps aren't working isn't because the apps are broken or because there's no one good out there. It's because you're using them completely wrong. And here's what's insane. Almost everyone is making the same mistake, and they have no idea they're doing it. In this video, I'm going to show you the one thing that 90% of people get wrong about dating apps and how to actually use them to find what you're looking for. Because once you understand this, everything else becomes way easier. So here's what usually happens. You download a dating app because you're newly single or you've decided it's time to put yourself out there. And you're like, okay, I'm going to find someone. You've got hope, you're excited. And so you start making your profile. But here's the thing. You treat it like it's a tutorial in a video game. You know what I mean? You just want to get through it as fast as possible so you can start playing. So you grab whatever photos you have on your phone. Maybe it's you fishing with friends wearing a hat and sunglasses. Maybe it's you at a bar with like 5 other dudes and no one can tell which one is you. Maybe it's you with your dog, but the photo's taken from like 50 feet away. You're like, whatever, I'll change these later. And then you start swiping. And for the first day or two, things are great, right? You're getting matches, you're seeing attractive people in your feed, you're swiping as fast as you can. It's like swipe left, swipe right, swipe left. You're just going through them, like you're playing a party game or something. Then on day 2 or 3, your feed gets shallow. You can only swipe through a few people before you run out, and you're like, what happened? Where'd everyone go? So you pay for premium, and things get better for a while. But then it gets stale again. You keep seeing the same profiles. You're not getting matches, or the only people you're seeing are people you're not attracted to at all. And you're like, man, these apps don't work. This is broken. There's no one good on here. But what if I told you the apps aren't broken? What if I told you that you're just using them wrong? So let me explain what's actually happening here. The mistake that most people make when they sign up for a dating app is that they have no intention. And I know that sounds kind of woo-woo or whatever, like what does intention even mean? But hear me out because this is the thing that changes everything. Think about how you use your phone normally, right? You've been trained for years to use apps in a specific way. You scroll fast, you scan instead of reading carefully. You're looking for that quick hit of dopamine. Like when you get a notification or you see something interesting pop up on social media. And so when you download a dating app, you treat it the same way. You're trying to move through it quickly. You want to get through the annoying profile setup so you can get to the fun part. And then when you're swiping, you're just doing it as fast as possible because that's how you've learned to use apps. But here's what you need to understand. Dating apps are designed like party games, but they measure intention and effort. And most of the algorithms are pairing people based on not just how attractive they are, but on their behavior on the app. So if you're using the app like a jerk, swiping on everyone without thinking, rushing through profiles without reading them, the app is going to match you with other people who are doing the same thing. And those people, they're probably not the people you actually want to date. Let me give you an analogy that makes this super clear. Your dating profile and your behavior on the app are kind of like fishing bait, right? You're trying to catch fish, and the bait you use determines what kind of fish you catch. So if you bait your hook with trash, like literally a banana peel or garbage, what kind of fish are you going to catch? You're going to catch trash fish or fish that eat garbage. Like you're not going to catch the good fish with bad bait, right? And that's exactly what most guys are doing on dating apps. They're baiting their hook with trash behavior. And then they're wondering why they're getting trash results. So what does trash bait look like? Let me break it down. Number 1, you're swiping in only one direction like a bot. You're just going right on everyone. Or you're just going left on everyone. You're not actually thinking about it. Number 2, you're ignoring chat requests. Someone messages you and you don't respond, or you respond with one-word answers. Number 3, you're swiping on photos and ignoring the rest of the profile. You see a hot person and you swipe right without even reading their bio or looking at their prompts. Number 4, you create a profile with only group shots so no one can even tell who you are. Number 5, you use low effort or self-centered prompts. Like your whole bio is just, I like to travel and try new restaurants. Okay, cool. So does everyone else on the app. And number 6, you're being deceptive. You're lying about your age or your appearance or your job or what you're looking for. All of these things are telling the app, hey, match me with other people who do these same things. And then you get matched with people who don't respond to messages, who have terrible photos, who lie about everything. And you're like, why do I keep matching with these people? It's because you taught the app that that's what you want. So what should you bait your hook with instead? It's actually pretty simple. If you want to match with people who are engaging, swipe on people you can actually have a conversation with. Don't swipe right if you can't think of something interesting to say to them. If you want attractive people, put effort into being attractive yourself. Get good photos. Write an interesting bio. If you want people who respond to chats, you need to respond to chats. If you want people with good photos, you need to post good photos. You get the idea, right? Like attracts like on these apps. Bait with trash, and you get trash. Bait with effort and thoughtfulness. Attract people where opening, chatting, and asking for a date feels natural. But here's where this gets tricky, and I see this all the time. People are often told by family or society or pop culture what they should want in a partner. Like, you're supposed to want the hot fitness model who travels to exotic places and has this perfect Instagram life. But do you actually want that? Or do you just think you're supposed to want that? And here's the thing. Being safe and putting together a profile that hides who you really are might get you more matches. But those matches are going to be lower quality. Because you're not attracting people who actually like you, you're attracting people who like this fake version of you that you made up. And I get it. Most of us have been rejected for being different, so people are afraid to show what makes them unique. But why would you want to be with someone who's going to reject you for who you actually are? That makes no sense. Let me tell you a story about my friend Matt. So Matt was on the dating apps for like a year, getting maybe 1 or 2 matches a month. A month! And he's taking courses on how to improve his game. He's looking up openers, he's changing his photos, and he starts getting more matches, but they're all with women he would normally avoid. And so finally he asks me for advice and he shows me his profile. And immediately I can see the problem. The profile is not representative of who Matt actually is. Matt's a nerd, right? Like, through and through. He loves anime, he's obsessed with Harry Potter, he's into Dungeons and Dragons. But his profile made him look like this generic, outdoorsy guy who's into travel and fitness. And I'm like, dude, why are you hiding who you are? And he's like, well, women have told me that anime and Harry Potter are unattractive. And I'm like, okay, but those specific women aren't attracted to that. That doesn't mean no women are attracted to that. Those women just aren't your type. And Matt got super frustrated, and he's like, I don't even know what my type is. Now here's the thing. Matt's lying. He does know what he wants. He's just too afraid to admit it. And this is super common. So I gave him 3 questions to answer. 1 minute each. Just write down whatever comes to mind. Don't overthink it. Question 1. What do I like best about myself? Question 2. What am I looking for in a partner? Question 3. What am I looking for in a relationship? And when Matt did this, patterns started to emerge. For what he liked about himself, he wrote things like funny, outgoing, nerdy, kind, giving, dependable, loyal. He mentioned he's a great cook. He plays acoustic guitar. He likes cheesy love songs and romantic comedies. He's a hopeless romantic. For what he's looking for in a partner, he wrote, someone to check out restaurants and see movies with, deep philosophical conversations, occasional travel, talking late into the night, a night owl, dependable, loyal, good communicator, nerdy, foodie, humble, someone with a nerdy sense of humor. And for what he's looking for in a relationship, kindness, understanding, cuddles, intimacy, equal partners, activity partner, no drama, chill, warm, nerdy inside nights, bowling, movies, vacations. And as Matt's reading these back, he starts to realize something. He's like, oh man, I'm a pretty nerdy, indoorsy guy. And here's what's crazy. Matt assumed that women don't like nerds because all the hot women on the app seem to be into luxury and travel and fitness. And he's like, why would they want to match with me? And I'm like, that's a great question. But the better question is, why would you want to date them? Like, you have nothing in common with these women, but for some reason you've been swiping on them anyway, and then you're surprised when the matches don't work out. Matt was swiping on the wrong people. He was swiping on attractive women without any thought as to whether they fit what he was actually looking for. The app was working fine. Matt was just teaching it to search for something he didn't want. And so we updated his profile to be more honest about who he is. We used keywords from his exercise. We made it clear he's nerdy, kind, and cuddly. We showed his actual interests. And you know what happened? Matt started getting fewer matches. But the matches he got were way better. He was chatting with women who wanted to talk about topics they were both interested in. His dates were less awkward. And eventually, Matt met his wife. His wife is not a fitness influencer luxury traveler. She's a nerdy software engineer who's into anime and D&D, just like him. And he never would have matched with her if he'd kept hiding who he actually was. So here's what you need to do. And this is really the whole thing. You need to understand what you actually want. Not what you think you're supposed to want, not what society tells you to want, what you actually want. And the way you do that is you slow down. You unlearn all those dopamine-addled behaviors you've picked up from years of using apps and gaming. You stop rushing through profiles, you stop swiping on everyone, and you do the exercise. Those 3 questions I gave Matt. Spend 1 minute on each, write down whatever comes to mind. Circle the words that stand out. Rank them in order of importance. Because once you know what you actually want, you can be intentional about your profile and your swiping. And when you're intentional, the algorithm picks up on that, and it starts showing you better matches. So here's the thing. You don't need to be 6 feet tall with a 6-figure job to get dates on these apps. You don't need to hack the algorithm or memorize cheesy openers. You really just need to be yourself and be brave enough to present yourself with effort and thoughtfulness. Most people fail on dating apps because they're making decisions too fast before they understand their own intent. They're treating it like every other app on their phone. Scroll faster, decide faster, get everything faster. But dating doesn't work that way. Dating requires intention. It requires knowing what you want and being willing to show who you actually are. And yeah, that's scary, because showing who you really are means some people are going to reject you. But those people were never right for you anyway. The right person is going to see your profile and be like, this is exactly what I've been looking for. Now, if you want to actually put together a profile that shows who you really are, I made a video that walks through exactly how to do that. I'll link it in the description. And if you found this helpful, let me know in the comments. Tell me if this sounds like your experience. Tell me if you've been swiping on the wrong people. Because I read all the comments and I use them to make better videos. All right, good luck out there. Be yourself, be intentional, and I'll see you in the next one.